Hello multiple times just because I never know when the microphone's going to kick on. Hey, welcome to my channel, Making Money with Marty Moose. Hey, this channel is going to be talking about ways to make money. I'm going to spend most of my time talking about investments in the stock market, but I will venture off into other areas. As always, information presented here does not constitute financial investment or other advice. It's just for informational purposes only. So I was talking last time about kind of limiting the number of stocks you kind of take in so your portfolio doesn't get unmanageable. So I'm going to kind of limit it to 30. I'm going to talk about 10 base stocks, 10 level 2 and 10 level 3. And I just coined those those levels because level 2 will be a little bit more riskier than the base, and level 3 will be more riskier than level 2. You get the idea. So I'm going to talk about these 10 here. I'm going to touch on some of them, and I kind of list entry points. Sometimes the stock's going to be well beyond that right now, but if you see it kind of come down to this, like Apple, you see Apple about 125. I certainly recommend buying it. So I'll kind of just go through them right here. So this is Apple currently trading last close. This is a one-day chart. Up to about 133. So it had a bunch of good days where it kind of went up the last couple of days. But if we kind of see what it's done over the past, I see about 125-ish about here. It certainly flirts with kind of going up above that because we can see like a high of 145. That was back in January. But it's been on a steady uptick. So if we see kind of one of these downward trends again in the future, that's going to be a good entry point here. All right, ABBV, it's a pharmaceutical company, had a really down day. Again, this is the one-day chart, and it shot down to like 103 or so. I say to kind of get into it around 105. So it is trading up above that right now, but if you kind of see it come down, that would be a good entry point into that. Abbott Laboratories, I say get into it about 119, which is kind of close. Again, you can see on this one-day chart, it's had a very upward trend. It did kind of have a dip here and about mid-March, but it continued to a steady increase. And we like seeing this. This is the blue line is the 15-day moving average, and when this is the 200-day moving average. We like to see them continue to go upward as far as that. Disney, again, one-day chart. I say entry point for Disney about 185. If you kind of see it kind of dip down, I know it's been affected by their theme parks, but Disney is so much more than their theme parks. So if you kind of see it dip about 185, that's a good entry point. EIX, Edison International. This stock pays a good dividend. It flounders, it kind of goes up and down. Even if I go back to the 1 week chart, you can kind of see it's just all over the place. But it's a steady income producer. I will give it that. They really got rocked when all the fires in California, I think they were kind of thought to blame for it. I think it turned out to be PG&E. But, those were the times, I think, back here. This is September 2020. It was down around 50, low of 48 or something like that, right around there. And then when, they kind of emerged and they weren't to blame for the fires, it got back up. But this is why right now I'm saying a good entry point is about now, I think. Because I know it has the potential to go even higher, than 66. I've seen it as high as about 72 in the past. I've owned it for many, many years. It's a good, solid income producer. It just pays a quarterly dividend, and I think I write that down. Pays about 4%, which is much more than you'd get in a bank. So it's going to keep its value. MO, 50, about a good entry point. Again, on the one-day chart here, sometimes the 1 hour gives you a different look. But it's kind of been trading sideways for a lot, so that's why I say if you can kind of get into it around here, this is a good one. Mo gives you a good like 6.68% stock percent dividend quarterly. Again, 50 is kind of high. If I kind of go back to the 1 month chart, we can kind of see way back, this is about 3 years ago, it was high as 73. So it's kind of continued to go down. But what I see now as we kind of get towards, the beginning of this year, it's kind of reversing and starting to kind of go back up. So I do expect it to kind of go back up to its normal levels. To me, since it pays a dividend, and is a good dividend, 6.68%, it's a good stock to hold. Merck, let me go back to the 1 hour chart. I think a good place to get into is about 75, which is about now. I've owned this one for many years. We can kind of see it has gone down. This is the 1 day chart. If I even go back to the 1 week chart, it's been as high as 92. That was about 2 years ago. It pays a good dividend, about 3.44%, and we can kind of see that it retains its values. And what I see now, it's starting to kind of go back on the uptick. So if you see about 75 or so, that's a good one. Restoration Hardware, great stock, doesn't pay a dividend, but it's just been going up. And so I say for a good entry point is about the low 500s. I know it's trading at 613. This thing can fluctuate $20-$30 in a day sometimes. I think I have an alert set here on WeBull for 500. So, if we see it kind of go down to that, again, a great time to buy. It was just in the 500s. This is just March 25th. So it kind of gone up, and so it can spike up a lot during a day, but it's one to watch. And if it kind of goes down to low 500s, that would be a good time to buy. SPHD, good dividend producing stock. It's an ETF, so it's just going to pay a dividend every month. If you can get to it around here, it's kind of retained its value. It's kind of got a little bit of more of an upward trend. As probably the stocks that it is invested in continue to kind of go up. 4.21% dividend, you're getting something every month. I reinvest it back into the stock and buy more. And then Tesla. Those stocks sometimes people love to hate. I'm a believer in it. I know, it's been as high as 9. I've bought this one many years ago. Probably my average cost is probably around $200 a share. So I'm always looking to pick up Tesla. And so what I see, if it dips down to about 640 or so, I'm going to kind of probably get back in again on that. We see 640, was just here at the end of March. It was about right here. So it's spiked up as there's more interest in the electric market. I know there's a lot of competitors out there now for that. It was kind of helped flatten the stock, pushed it down from its high of about 900. But it continues to be a solid company. And so, again, if you're looking for a good entry point, about the 640s or so. Anyhow, to my 17, 18 or so subscribers, thanks for watching. Tell your friends, subscribe, like, put some comments. I'll try to answer them if I can. If you're new to the channel, just talking about stocks and good solid ones, and I'll continue to kind of do this base stocks, level 2 and level 3. Appreciate you watching.